Savannah Chrisley slams vile messages from angry critic. Hello, everyone. Welcome back for another video. I hope everyone's having a great day. Before watching the video, please subscribe and like it. Savannah Chrisley is not backing down after receiving a disturbing message accusing her of being a NEGA pig. The message comes months after she shut down claims that she traded sexual favors to help secure a presidential pardon for her parents, Julie and Todd Chrisley. Savannah Chrisley had spent months advocating for her parents' freedom after their convictions, which ended in May when they were granted clemency and walked free. On her Instagram story, the star shared screenshots of the messages, which included insults like disgusting man-pig and harsh jabs at her family's background. One message read, "Not having to work for anything in your life is crazy," while another shockingly said, "Hopefully you miscarry," despite Savannah never having said anything publicly about being pregnant. Imagine saying such vile things to someone. Savannah wrote over one of the screenshots, stunned by the level of hate. Her family has been in the public eye for years, most recently after her parents were convicted of tax evasion and fraud, with the couple sentenced to a combined 17 years behind bars. Savannah is no stranger to online attacks, but she continues to make it clear that rumors will not be left unanswered. News highlighted the 27-year-old's comments from a press conference earlier this year, where she directly confronted the claims that her parents' release from prison came through shady backdoor deals. Speaking alongside her father in Nashville on May 30, Savannah said the idea that she paid for a pardon, or slept for a pardon, was flat-out false. She explained that her efforts were the result of determination, not influence. "If people knew the countless hours and the money and the time that I spent going to D.C., literally with not a meeting scheduled, and I just got on a plane and went and said, I'm going to be in the right room at the right time and meet the right people," she said. Savannah is closing a heavy chapter and finally getting some space to breathe. The Blast shared that after helping secure her parents' release from prison and spending 2 years stepping in as guardian to her younger siblings, she is officially done playing stand-in mom. In a June episode of The Chrisleys, Life After Lockup, Savannah opened up about trying to move out of her parents' $1 million condo and into a place of her own. Picking up Todd in May marked the end of a long and exhausting stretch of responsibility. Now she says, it is time to get back to the version of herself that existed before courtrooms and caretaking. Savannah is not ruling out a future in politics, and her family's legal battle may be what pushes her there. The podcast host revealed that her fight to free her parents opened her eyes to deeper issues within the prison system, leading her to consider whether that journey could lead to a seat in Congress. Savannah reportedly said she has thought about running for office, though she is not sure if it is the right path just yet. What she is sure of, though, is that young people need a stronger voice in conversations about justice and reform. "Now I see all the broken things in the system where individuals have to be rehabilitated, where we need mental health treatment for these individuals, as well as giving them job opportunities and advocating for them when it comes to that," she admitted. Another fallout from her parents' release has been the reigniting of Savannah's feud with her half-sister, and it is set to take center stage on the family's new reality show. The Blast shared that in the trailer for The Chrisleys. Back to reality, Savannah made it clear she is cutting ties for good after learning Lindsay wrote a letter to the FBI. "We're no longer family, lose our last name," Savannah says bluntly in the teaser. The split is just one more crack in a family still reeling from Todd and Julie's prison saga. Savannah admitted that with her parents locked away, old wounds have only gotten deeper, and the household feels completely shattered. "I told my parents I don't know if it can ever be repaired, honestly," she confesses in the trailer. Savannah Chrisley is no stranger to the spotlight, but the reality television star, entrepreneur, and outspoken daughter of Todd and Julie Chrisley has found herself once again at the center of public controversy, this time not for her family's ongoing legal battles or her podcast revelations, but for the explosive messages she received from an angry critic that left her shaken, disgusted, and fiercely defensive. Savannah, known for her candor and unfiltered emotions, did not hold back as she took to social media to expose what she called vile, hate-fueled messages aimed directly at her and her family. Hateful and dangerous were sent via a private account and included verbal attacks mocking her parents' incarceration, questioning her integrity, and making disturbing remarks about her role as guardian to her younger brother Grayson. And niece Chloe. Savannah revealed that the critic had crossed every imaginable line, bringing up her faith, her mental health, and even going so far as to suggest that her family deserved every ounce of their suffering. Savannah, who has built a platform around transparency and strength, responded in a way that reminded fans exactly why she remains one of the most watched figures in reality television today. Rather than backing down, she read the comments out loud in a now viral Instagram story, her voice trembling with emotion. But never losing its firmness, she called the critic cowardly, venomous, and a symptom of a larger problem in modern culture, where bullying is masked as opinion and cruelty is disguised as commentary. She made it clear that she is not going to allow these kinds of messages to continue without accountability, pointing out that being a public figure does not mean becoming a punching bag. Savannah expressed how difficult it has been carrying the emotional weight of her family's struggles, all while maintaining a career, a household, and a life in front of millions who always seem ready to pounce when she makes a mistake or shows vulnerability. The messages in question also targeted her relationship with God, something Savannah often speaks about openly and with pride. The critic accused her of hypocrisy, claiming she was using faith as a marketing tool, and even suggesting that her prayers for her parents' release were selfish and empty. Savannah was quick to defend her beliefs and said that while her faith does not make her perfect, it gives her strength, and that strength is exactly what allows her to speak out in the face of such darkness. She expressed her heartbreak that people still use religion as a weapon against others, instead of a bridge toward compassion and understanding. For Savannah, the attack wasn't just a personal insult. It was a reminder of how desensitized people have become, how easily they dehumanize others, especially those in the public eye. Her comments drew massive support from fans, fellow reality stars, influencers, and advocates who flooded her posts with messages of encouragement, love, and solidarity. Many applauded her bravery for standing up, not just for herself, but for anyone who has ever been the target of online harassment. Others shared their own experiences with hateful messages, creating a wave of community and shared healing that Savannah said gave her the courage to keep going. But while the wave of support was strong, Savannah didn't stop there. She used the moment to spark a broader conversation about mental health in the age of digital cruelty. She said that the words people write online have power more than they realize, and sometimes that power can lead to irreversible harm. She opened up about moments in her life when she felt like giving up, when the noise became too much, and she feared she would never be able to silence the voices of hate. She also pointed out the hypocrisy of those who demand perfection from public figures while hiding behind anonymous accounts spreading pain. Savannah believes it is time for real action, calling for social media platforms to step up and create stronger protections for users, especially those facing targeted harassment. She advocated for accountability mechanisms, real name policies, and verified complaint procedures to ensure that hateful speech is not brushed off as part of fame. The reality star also reflected on how the incident made her reconsider the price of vulnerability, saying that while she has never hidden from the truth, sharing her life with millions has often made her a target for those who want to see her fall. She said, "There's a difference between constructive criticism and venom, and that everyone should learn to recognize that line and never cross it." Savannah's outcry has now led to a renewed national dialogue about cyberbullying and digital accountability. Her fans have started a movement encouraging people to report online hate and to use their voices to protect others who might be suffering in silence. Some even suggested that Savannah launch her own advocacy campaign or foundation focused on cyber safety, mental health, and resilience for young people in the spotlight. In her most powerful statement during the ordeal, Savannah said that no matter what anyone says to her, she knows who she is and she refuses to let the lies of strangers shape her reality. She believes that God has a plan for her life, one that goes far beyond reality television and fame. She said this moment, though painful, has become a turning point, a moment where she can use her platform not just to share her family's story, but to be a voice for others navigating pain, grief, and digital hate. The timing of the messages comes amid renewed attention on the Chrisley family as their upcoming reality spin-off. The Chrisleys Back to Reality prepares for its highly anticipated debut. The show will document the family's life after the imprisonment of Todd and Julie, offering an unfiltered look at how the remaining Chrisleys are rebuilding their lives, facing scrutiny, and dealing with the trauma of losing their foundation in such a public way. Savannah is expected to be the heart of the series and has promised fans nothing but the truth, the highs, the lows, and everything in between. Savannah explained that while some may see her reaction to the critics' messages as dramatic or unnecessary, she believes that silence only empowers bullies. She has watched too many people, especially young women and teenagers, suffer from the emotional toll of online hate, and she refuses to let that become normalized. As for the critics, Savannah has not revealed the person's identity, though she has confirmed that she has reported the account and is working with Instagram to have it permanently banned. She also hinted that legal action could be considered if the behavior continues, saying that there must be consequences for people who use social media as a tool of violence. Throughout the ordeal, Savannah's grace and strength have been widely praised. Her decision to face hatred head-on rather than shrinking back has served as a powerful example of what it means to take back your narrative and fight for your mental peace. She says the battle isn't over, and she's ready for whatever comes next because she knows her purpose is bigger than pain. The incident has also prompted renewed conversations about the pressures faced by reality television stars and influencers, particularly those from families with highly publicized legal issues. Critics often forget that behind the glossy Instagram posts and camera-ready smiles, there are real people with emotions, traumas, and families. Savannah's story serves as a potent reminder that no one is immune to pain, and that public scrutiny doesn't justify public abuse. Savannah is now focusing on what she calls her mission, using her platform not just to tell her truth, but to help others find theirs. She has plans to expand her podcast to include more topics on mental health, social media safety, and personal growth. She also intends to work with advocacy groups to educate young people about digital citizenship and emotional resilience in an increasingly hostile online environment. Her message is clear: if someone is going through something painful, if someone feels like the world is against them, they are not alone. She believes that sharing stories, even when they are messy, painful, or controversial, is the first step toward healing, and healing is exactly what she's fighting for, not just for herself or her family, but for everyone who's ever been silenced by shame or cruelty. As the dust settles from the wave of attention this controversy has created, Savannah remains resolute. She has seen the worst of people, but she still believes in the good. She knows there are more people rooting for her than against her, and she's using their support as fuel to keep moving forward, one step, one post, and one truth at a time. In a world that so often rewards hate, Savannah Chrisley is choosing courage, compassion, and confrontation. And in doing so, she's reminding us all that words matter, people matter, and silence is not strength. The next time someone chooses cruelty over kindness, they might just find Savannah waiting to hold up a mirror and say, "Not today, not ever." Thanks for watching this video. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel, America Trends 24, and stay with us.